Okay, Dan, let's pick up where you left off. You were at the point where you said your friend had urinated on himself. He was terrified.
Right.
You actually passed out as well. And when you passed out, the police, you woke up to a angry police officer standing over you, and he told you
Yeah.
don't fake it again. What did he say?
He said to me, "Don't you pull that phony routine again." And
And what was he referring to?
I passed out.
And he thought you were faking it.
I remember being dragged towards the cruiser, and then I remember pain in the back of my head where it struck the pavement.
He was dragging you on the ground.
No, no, they were taking me by my arms. Two police officers had me by the arms, and it just informed me I lost my rights to freedom.
And what had you done?
I got upset when I saw all the automatic weapons they had.
Now,
They were coming
hold
onto that
on, let me back
property.
up. Let me back up. Did you guys have any weapons?
No,
Neither
no,
you.
they found a half a box of ammunition and some sort of a gun part.
Okay, that was all they found in the house.
That's it. As far as
O-
I know, that's what they told me 2 days later.
Okay, and you didn't present any resistance or cause a fight or anything, right?
Just trying to hold me from hitting the pavement, I guess. That was
O-
the only resistance I gave them. I passed out.
Okay, and they were angry that you passed out.
They told me they accused me of being a phony
Okay,
and
and
and,
and,
and
and
and cuffed me, my hands in the front of me because they couldn't. They realized my shoulder was just laying out of its socket. I had a bad shoulder for trying to walk with a cane,
why did they
and
handcuff you?
I have no idea because they just informed me I lost my rights to freedom.
No, let me just explain this from my perspective in terms of what you've told me. You're
Okay,
you're you're moving in with a friend of yours. He's having a dispute with his wife. The
right,
wife calls the police and ultimately gets a restraining order. He goes to
right,
court on the order, returns to his
right,
home to retrieve his items, and when he
right.
returns to the house, she wasn't there, was she?
Nope.
Okay, so you guys are back at the house. She's not
She was
there.
there at the gate with the cops.
Okay, so she came to the gate with the police officers.
I saw her there. Yes.
Okay, so now they demand that Larry come out, and
Right.
he's urinated on himself because he's terrified. He goes down and falls out, and then you ultimately pass out. And when you
No,
wake up,
no. I passed out outside the gate once
oh,
they got a hold of me.
okay, so they got you outside the gate, but you passed out. And why were they arresting you? You were just a visitor. You didn't do anything, right?
No.
Okay, so they arrested
All they
you.
did was put handcuffs and tell me to quit being a phony, put handcuffs on me, and threw me in the back of the cruiser. They said that I lost my rights to freedom.
Okay, and they kept you in the cruiser for how long?
They admitted to the EMTs an hour and a half. I'm saying that the EMTs treated me at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I went into that cruiser around 1:30 in the afternoon.
So
That's
from
two and a half
1:30,
hours.
from 1:30 until 4 o'clock, you were stuck in the back of a police unit.
Yes, I was.
And with your health condition, is that, I mean, I understand those kind of conditions. With you being confined like that, was it uncomfortable? Was it dangerous?
I was terrified. I'm claustrophobic. I suffer from COPD. And this man had just, as far as I was concerned, threatened my life.
Did they ever explain why they were holding you?
No, they never explained to me, just that they weren't arresting me and they were releasing me after I was treated by the paramedics.
And what did the paramedics do for you? They checked your blood rate, your blood pressure, and
They
so on.
checked, they checked my blood pressure. It was 200 over 98. I had taken my blood pressure medication that morning. It should have been a more natural, anywhere from 120 to 135, over maximum 77, usually around 67. Uh, the report said that my breathing was labored, that I was warm and sweaty. I required oxygen. The paramedic had to tell them to shut the cruiser that was idling beside the open door or the open window off. They had been idling a cruiser beside me with gases coming in the back seat of that cruiser.
For the entire time you were sitting there?
For the entire time I was sitting there.
And the police
which
never told you why you were
figured,
being arrested.
I don't even know if they did arrest me and then unarrest me. I have no idea.
So how did you ultimately
Oh,
get out of it? Did they let you out of the car at some point?
the paramedics, he told me, I asked for a paramedic when I came to. He told me, you'll get your paramedic when we're finished.
And who was the officer who was talking to you like that?
That was a sergeant. I don't know his name, but I can describe him. He was 7 foot tall, this guy.
And he was talking to you, an elderly man, in that manner for what? Had you done anything?
I don't know what I did. I have no idea. All I know is that when I saw those guns, I became upset.
Okay. How long?
Okay?
How long after the paramedics treated you did they release you, and how did they release you? Tell me how you were ultimately let go.
Someone came over that I had seen in civilian life because he looked familiar, and they told me later, remember, I'm from New Jersey, so I know who he was. He's a guy who came to my house to buy a Midas sauce stand that I had advertised on Craigslist. So I recognized him. He took the cuffs off because I had asked several times whether I was under arrest, and no one answered me. Okay? He come over and took the cuffs off, and I said, am I under arrest? He said, no. And just that quick, I took the oxygen off. I took the blood pressure thing off. I want to get in my car and I want to get out of here. And as I was walking up the driveway, the cop said to me, Olga has possession of this house. And I said to him, but I'm a tenant. He said, no, not at the moment, you're not.
So they threw you out.
Yep. I got my medications and a couple of changes of clothes that I had bought because I intended to stay 3 or 4 days and start straightening out and getting ready to move down there. I got in my car and I left. Shaking, I left. I said, I'm going to go to the hospital. And he said to me, don't go to the hospital.
Hold it. The police officer told you not to go to the hospital.
Right.
Why?
Well, I found out later it's because that they didn't want me upset again because they were there arresting Larry, who they had hauled out of the house in an ambulance, taking him to the hospital and arrested him in the emergency room. They didn't want me there for whatever reason. I just, at that point, I don't know. All I did was run for home. I saw a motorcycle, county mountie, we call them deputies, county mounties, on the side of the road. I'd seen him before. He was just doing his regular speed check. I started to shake. I had to get off the road. I sat in that parking lot and I shook for about 20 minutes or so. And then I ran for home again.
I understand.
I don't eat a lot anymore. I don't sleep very well. I'm frightened. I'm angry all at the same time. I don't understand it. I'm still under care, psychiatric type care. Actually, a psychologist, I believe it is. We're trying to work it through, but these people hurt me bad.
Has anyone from the police department apologized for what happened to you or talked to you about what happened?
Nope. Yes, they did. I called Internal Affairs and I made a complaint.
And,
2 weeks later, somebody named Kem Thompson, he did not identify himself as a police officer, called me back and said, what do you want us to do for you? And I said, nothing, because that's like sending I just realized that's like sending Frank Nitti to investigate Al Capone. Okay?
Did they ever do a formal investigation? Do you know?
Not that I know of. I have no idea whether they did or not.
Okay. Do you want the matter investigated? And if you do, we will help you.
I definitely want it investigated.
Okay.
I've been harmed. I don't want this to happen to other seniors. The way I was treated was appalling. I was brought up that cops were hot asses, yes, but for reasons. Not to do this to people. I didn't